Hello, Oracles. Well, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday weekend. For me, it is still going. I know many of you in the US will have today off, so I hope you guys continue enjoying your holiday weekend. I'm going to be getting my son today because today we celebrate Christmas with him since he's with his mother on Christmas Day. We're also going to be taking him out for his birthday, so it's going to be a good time. So, for those of you who have children or if you were born around Christmas time, you know what it's like. So, we'll be taking him out today. Going to be having a blast. We also got some great holiday updates from Tesla themselves. Looks like they got themselves to 1,000 battery packs in 1 week produced for the 4680s. We'll dive into that in a minute based upon information we had gotten last July as well out of Drew Baglino. We also got information about production from China, and we have some information and some insights about demand that we can see in 2023 from Tesla. And now, before we jump too far into this, I want to thank you all so much. This month has been one of the greatest months of growth for this channel that we have ever had. So I truly appreciate all of your support, you guys liking, subscribing, sharing all of these videos. Thank you guys so much. You guys truly are the heart and soul of this community. And for me and us content creators, we are just the voice for you guys. So thank you all so much for your support. That was a really nice Christmas present to me from all of you guys, and I appreciate that. And so looking at this tweet coming out from Tesla, congrats to the 4680 cell team on achieving 868,000 cells built in the last 7 days, equal to 1,000 cars. So now if you guys remember, and I'll bring it up here, Drew Baglino back in July said that that was their goal for the end of the year, was to be able to produce 1,000 battery packs for the 4680 by this time. Here we are, and we have now achieved that goal. And here we have Sawyer Merritt tweeting out that quote from Drew Baglino. We're making progress on 4680. Expect a total production to exceed 1,000 per week before the end of 2022. And as Sawyer specified, it is 1,000 vehicles per week of battery packs. So that is where we have achieved now. We have reached that goal for the 4680 batteries. And 1,000 vehicles per week is significant, but we do have to remember that if they're going into the Cybertruck as well, we obviously want to ramp those up even more. We know that they're producing 3,000 Model Ys per week out of Austin, so obviously they do not have enough battery packs to supply every single one of those Model Ys. Now, my next question is with Project Highland coming out for potentially the Model 3, are they going to put them in the Model 3 first and use that as a structural battery pack there? Again, that's still not going to be enough battery packs to supply all of them. So I truly don't know what they're going to be doing with these 4680s at 1,000 per week. I don't know if they're going to start doing some structural battery packs or if they're going to just save them all for the Cybertruck. Truly don't know, but either way, they have achieved the goal that they were trying to reach by the end of this year for that 1,000 battery pack per week run rate. They're there, and now we will continue ramping from here, and we'll see what happens in the future. And now moving over to China production and all of these rumors that we've had about China shutting down production, China shrinking production by 20%, looks like maybe the official word, Ray for Tesla putting out, this may be the official response to media requests regarding the Tesla China shutdown. China Business Herald quotes Tesla CN as saying that Giga Shanghai will undergo scheduled maintenance while workers take time off after year-long hard work. Charger production shop is still in operation. So it looks like this is scheduled maintenance. They are still working over there on the chargers. So again, they've been busting butt all year. We have seen this. Their production is unparalleled. And we know from what we saw back in April and May, when they come back and hit the ground running, there's a very short window of time that's going to take them to ramp right back to where they were before. So it's not like they're going to have to come back in the beginning of the year and take a full month to get back to ramp. It may be a week, if that. They can come back and hit the ground running extremely fast. So this seems like it was planned. Why Tesla China did not explain it this way when we heard rumors from Reuters and Bloomberg 2-3 weeks ago, truly don't know why they didn't just say, yes, we're going to be shutting down for maintenance at the end of the year as per scheduled. This is normal. I don't know why they did not explain it that way, but it sounds like this is what they are doing it for. So it does not seem like it's for demand issues or anything like that. Just seems like they're going through some maintenance for this. Maybe, and this is just my tinfoil hat from Tesla thinking that Maybe it is something to do with them switching over to hardware 4. Maybe there's something else and they just didn't want to lead us onto this. Truly don't know. Either way, the word that we're getting that seems like it is coming from Tesla China is the fact that they are shutting down for maintenance just on their production lines and giving their team a break for the end of the year to celebrate the new year, and then they're going to go into next year. And now don't forget, China does not celebrate New Year's where the most of the world does come January 1st. China celebrates theirs on January 22nd of 2023. So this downtime is just to kind of give them some, hey, congratulations, you guys had an awesome year downtime. And then we're going to go into January, and January 22nd, don't forget that there is right around the time that we're going to be getting Q4 earnings. So we may have the factories. I'm not sure if they're going to be shut down. Historically, they definitely have downtime during their Chinese New Year. So perhaps while we're having our Q4 earnings call, we may end up having China with some downtime. Don't know, still need to get word about that. But as of right now, seems like we've got China that is going to be shut down for maintenance for the remainder of this year. And now sliding over to the demand side of things, we've got Lee from Tesla Economist coming out saying Tesla might not have been giving discounts this quarter. They might have been testing demand at various price points with an excuse for a deadline, so they can change them again next month at the true market clearing price. And now, again, this is something that we've been talking about on here. It's like, and I responded, that's what I've been thinking. Now that we know what demand will look like for 2023 and 2024, this will also allow them to keep short lead times in case they need to drop prices and prevent a demand pocket, as we saw in China. And so I had mentioned before, I think this might have been a data collection type scenario where Tesla would now understand how their price changes are going to affect demand. We know that we have the EV tax credit coming in 2023, that there is not going to be a rebate. Basically, right now, what Tesla has done for their customers is a $7,500 rebate at the time of purchase. That is what is going to be reflective of what we see in 2024. 2023, we're just going to see the EV tax credit, which for the consumer standpoint might actually be the equivalent of that $3,750. So now Tesla has now seen that, all right, if we give $3,750 off, we will see a little trickle down in demand. If we see that $7,500, massive demand spike. And as we have been seeing with the US inventory based upon all of these price changes, look at the massive drop in inventory based upon them changing prices. You can see when they introduced the $3,750 price change, demand started to go up and we started to see inventory dwindle. And then you can see the massive drop where they put in the 7,500, and now we're down to almost 0 vehicles in inventory. And I had mentioned to you guys in the last video that I was paying attention to the inventory in the areas around me, which are New York and Rhode Island, and we had a lot of vehicles available. Now, 0. It went down to 0 in 1 week. And we are seeing that looks like across the board. We've had Nick Gibbs chiming in with his area down in Florida, Farzad over in the Austin area. We've had other people mentioning over in the California area, a lot of those places as well. There is no inventory of Model 3 or Model Y. And if there are, it's very minimal. Michael Barlin on here as one of our subscribers said in his area they were down to 4 vehicles. I would imagine at this point they're down to 0. Michael, if you're watching this, you can let us know for sure if you are down to 0 over there. Now in my area, the S and the X are still available and there's plenty of used vehicles. But again, none of those vehicles qualify for anything that's going to be in the EV tax credit. So Tesla has not put any incentives on any of those. So again, going back to Lee's point and the point that I've been making as well is this could have been a test for Tesla to be able to check what the demand is going to look like going forward. When we look back at what China did and we heard the rumors of China doing a price cut, we saw a massive demand pocket form almost immediately. People were stopping their orders. Nobody was buying because they wanted to wait and see what that price drop was going to be. So with Tesla now testing the waters here, seeing what's going to happen with a $7,500 price cut, they can now go into next year. If we're anticipating a recession that Elon thinks that we are going to get, there's a good chance they're going to need to come down on the prices of their vehicles. Elon has said in the past he wants to do this anyway. So we're going to be seeing this probably happening in 2023. They need to do so carefully, though, because if we get rumors coming out of price reductions coming, we'll probably see the same demand pockets that we saw over in China. But if Tesla has a very close eye on what demand can look like based upon price swings, they'll know and they can say, all right, well, if we're going to come down on the price of vehicles by, let's say, $4,000, they can make sure that their demand is like a 1 week lead time. Because if they only have a 1 week lead time for all of their vehicles, when they do come down on the prices, that demand pocket is going to be very minimal. So, maybe a 1 week demand pocket versus, a 5 to 6 week demand pocket. So if Tesla can maintain this and have like a 1 week lead time, this could freak a lot of people out, saying that there are demand issues for Tesla. That's why they're coming down on prices. That's why their lead time isn't as long. But if Tesla is playing it just right, they will do this intentionally so that when they drop the prices down, they won't piss off a ton of customers because, hey, by the way, we know your vehicle's on order, but we've got the vehicles that are going to be coming down in price by $4,000. They can be like, hey, you bought your vehicle last week. Next week, it's going to be going down. If anything, they can work with those customers right there, maybe give them some incentive to be like, hey, we're sorry about this. And in doing so, it's a very minimal amount of customers that they need to appease. So that would be a little bit of a less hit to the bottom line and margins if they ended up needing to do that. That's just my business mind coming out as how Tesla could be playing out the next year. So we may see next year very minimal lead times. So we might see Tesla intentionally doing this just so that they can wiggle with prices if they need to for demand purposes. And so again, we go back to what I've been talking about all year long. Going into 2023, Tesla has that pricing power and they will probably be flexing that pricing power in 2023. Seeing that they're anticipating that massive recession, we'll probably see those prices coming down. They're going to be doing this. Elon did toy about the fact and say, well, what if we came down to a zero profit vehicle? What would happen then? Well, theoretically, in that point, with the EV tax credit, you can get a Model 3 rear wheel drive for less than $30,000. Just think about that for a minute. We're now looking at a $30,000 vehicle with their current lineup, not looking at a new model to get $30,000. Obviously, we do not want to have to go that route. We don't want to have them come down to that price and have zero profits. But, at least this is something that Elon has been thinking about and toying with if they want to. So we'll see if that ends up playing out. But I have a feeling they're not going to go that route. I think they're just going to be really kind of toying it. And realistically, from my standpoint, I was anticipating this. It's one of the many reasons why I chose not to get my Model Y right now. So right now, I think if we're looking at the end of 2023, we may see some of the best deals possible. Now, don't forget, when we go into 2024, we're going to have that actual rebate from the government coming down of $7,500 off the vehicles. So we're going to have this conversation happen all over again at this time next year because that slight difference is going to make a big deal because that little bit just is the difference between somebody taking $7,500 and financing that versus just getting it as an EV tax credit. So there is a significant difference, especially now considering I have very good credit over 800 and my interest rate is 5.99%. That's a lot. And this is why we're most likely going to be seeing prices coming down in 2023. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think Tesla is going to be doing with pricing over the next year? Do you think they're going to come down on prices? How much do you think they're going to come down on prices? And these 1,000 battery packs from the 4680s, where do you think that they are going to be using those battery packs? Do you think it's going to be in the structural Model Y? Do you think it's going to be Project Highland? Or do you think it's going to be for the Cybertruck? Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. Again, this month has been one of the greatest months this channel has had, and I will be giving you guys a full 1-year update next weekend to thank you guys all so much for all of your support. I am also over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a membership program and a Patreon. Those links are also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.